What's going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. Now, for this episode, it's going to be very short, but I want to let y'all know that next Sunday is the Oscars, and yeah, we will be going over the nominees then next week, and then the week after the Oscars is going to be the NWACP Awards. So those are the two awards shows that are coming up soon. We will be covering the Oscars next week, all the nominees going into next Sunday's award show. So yeah, so that's for next week. But for like I said, for this week, it's gonna be very short. But let's get into our mainstream news. Henry Cavill signed with Marvel, according to rumors. So this is coming from Coming Soon says, according to a scooper named My Time to Shine Hello, Henry Cavill has supposedly joined the MCU by accepting a role offered for him. However, it's unknown what the role is, as a writing as My Time to Shine Hello has not revealed it. Take this scoop with a grain of salt, and it is not directly from Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige. So, if I had to take a guess on what role that Harry Cavill is going to be, it's probably going to be Captain Great Britain. That is my guess. So I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see till we hear a official announcement from either Marvel or Kevin Feige himself. So only time will tell. Moving on. Ryan Reynolds' Clue remake seemingly canceled as Hebrews shops the film rights. And this is coming from Coming Soon says, Hasbro is handing off the mystery of making a new Clue movie as it shopped rights for a new adaptation of the murderous board game with a renewed interest in pushing toys and games as movies IP after Barbie's success. Hebrew putting Clue, aka Cluedom for non-Americans, on the shop floor, making perfect sense given its murder mystery structure. Ryan Reynolds has been attached to the adaptation a few years ago, but it appears it has to be gone lost in the Disney acquisition of 20th Century Fox. Percy Jackson director James Bourne has been down to direct. Hopefully we get some more details and see if Clue will be put back on the map. Maybe if Disney don't get it, maybe Warner Brothers will get it, or maybe Paramount could get it. So because Hebrew has a lot of history relationship with Paramount. If you look back to Transformers and GI Joe, so but that's my opinion. So let's see what will happen. Jack Richardson's Jack Reacher's Alan Richardson says he would love to be James Gunn's Batman. And this is coming from comicbook.com says, as huge as this rumor mill is, I feel like this part should be offered to it on a silver platter at this point. Richardson joked, I would love to play Batman, but I'm not yet Batman. I don't know what Gunn's approach is going to be, but yeah, that's going to be great. What? He is one of the most iconic characters of all time. So, Mr. Gunn is going to take a real closer look at Alan Richardson and see if he's going to be the Batman for the long term in the DCU. So, well, only time will tell on who will be the next Batman. So, yeah, so Mr. Gunn is gonna have a lot of thinking to do because I know there's gonna be a lot of other people saying that they want to be Batman too, but was that the wait and see? Disney prioritized a theatrical over streaming in a strategy shift. So this is coming from the rap saying, for Moana 2, that was originally announced in 2020 on a short-lived CEO Bob Chapek as a streaming series exclusive to Disney Plus. This change underscores a shifting strategy by Disney and other studios to move films previously planned for streaming to the big screen. In part of claim Jesse and Venture's nervous about thin pipe and thin pole movies after the Hollywood strike. So, in case y'all didn't know, Disney has been doing a lot of bad numbers when it comes to Disney Plus. So they figure they need to focus more on the theatrical releases. So yeah, Moana 2 was supposed to be a series, but after I guess after they look at the footage, they say like, oh, this is like too good to be a series, and now we need to put this in theaters. So I think this is a good strategy because like everyone is loving the Moana character and the Maui character, so it would make sense for them to put it back in theaters. So and in case y'all didn't know, Moana 2 is coming out this year in December, and it also is going against Wicked. So Thanksgiving week is going to be very interesting. Marvel changing the name of Avengers Kang Dynasty to remove Kang. And this coming from IGN saying Marvel Studios is reporting changing the title of Avengers The Kang Dynasty to remove the character's name entirely as the fifth Avengers film to get retooled behind the scenes. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Avengers 5 would no longer be entitled The Kang Dynasty. Sources claim that Marvel was making moves to minimize the character before John DeMage's conviction and subsequent fire because of King heavy Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania underperformance at the box office. So John DeMage's and the Kane character had nothing to do with the underperformance of the box office because like everyone loved his character for those who gave their positive review on it. So we all know why he was fired because they think he did something wrong. When clearly he did not do something wrong, but it is what it is. So we already talked about it before on the podcast, so we don't need to go any more further. Madam Web continues to fall, may not even reach 100 million. Let's look at the numbers here. So domestically, it made the 35 million. Internationally, it made 42 million, and currently is making 77 million worldwide. We don't need to go any further there. So we all know it sucks. But that's all the mainstream news that we have for you guys today. And before we close out, we got a movie review for y'all today. And guess what? It is on Dune 2. And of course, yep, Dennis V. I call him Dennis V. Returned to direct. And of course, it stars Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Zendaya, Charlie Rappin, and Javier Bardem, with Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, Leah Zazra, and Saba Yud, and also Alan Taylor Johnson joining the cast. So this is part two from part one that was released in the 2021. In case y'all didn't know, the first one came out during the pandemic. It got released not only theatrical but and also a HBO Max release. So yeah, but this second one, man, let me tell you something. This is one of those movies. If you're a movie film goer and you just like to go to the movies, is this right, man? This movie is the reason why we go to the movies. Like we went to see like what if it's Dennis V, what if it's Steven Spielberg, what if it's Christopher Nolan, what if it's uh Quentin Tarantino, Antonio Vargas, Ryan Coogler, like all these great directors that make these great movies that make us like go back to the theater. So yeah, and a lot of people say that not only Dune 2 is one of the great science fiction action movies, but also one of the great sequels of all time. So barely you rarely see something like that. So yeah, and for this one, I had a much good time with this one. Not to say I didn't like the first one, because like when I saw the first one, I had nothing. I didn't know nothing about Dune, so that had to take me a while to watch it at least two times to kind of understand what Dune is about, and kind of learn what the books are. So going into part two, now I know what Dune is about, and I know my history on and the books are. So I had a much better time with this one, now knowing about Doom. So yeah, and so everything was perfect. The 10 out of 10. So yeah, and like I mentioned before in my first review of the part one, like this is the adult version of Star Wars. So yeah, it definitely lit up to its science fiction the genre movie, and even Christopher Nolan, who likes Empire Strikes Back, definitely sees Empire Strikes Back in Dune Part Two, and I absolutely agree on this one as well. Like it shows like the freedom struggle between the each groups on the planet. So yeah, and I gotta say the cast was really good, but the three cast members that really was a standout was Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, and of course Austin Butler. So yeah, those were the three cast member was the MVP and the standouts for me. So yeah, and yeah, so what can I say? 10 out of 10, A+ movie. So if y'all have not seen it yet, y'all need to get your butts to the movies right now and go see it. But yeah. Other than that, man, that's our episode for today. And if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell where new episodes are uploaded. And of course, if you're listening to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well. But with that being said, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.